Okay, sir. So, hey everyone, today I, Shrey Gupta, welcome you all for the orientation of Entrepreneurship Cell ABV-IIITM. So, today you will be introduced with a lot of unique things which can be of extreme importance to shape your future. So, stay with us till the end. Summarizing the flow of the event, we will be joined by our director, sir, who will shower his blessings upon us. Then following will be the presentation that will explain what is E-cell, what E-cell does, what E-cell did in the past and what are the future plans and how can you join E-cell. Apart from it, there will be a keynote by Mr. 360 Kalpit Veerwal, our guest, who also the founder of Acadboost and Skillboost. So, with this, I would request Dr. Rajendra Sahu, our respected director, to say some words.
Thank you, Shrey.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. I think
Good evening, sir.
it's nice to meet you, though not physically, but at least virtually, and happy to hear that each of you are doing well. The entrepreneurship cell is quite dear to me. Not only entrepreneurship cell, even entrepreneurship qualities is a necessity today in every sphere of life. Entrepreneurs try to add value to society by increasing the quality or the value of the services. Services means in general the services and the products that the economy produces. So as the technology matures, a technology is basically structuring something to doing in a most effective way. This need to be brought to the society. So the business act as the risk takers in bringing the technology to the society. You might have heard that hardly 3 to 5% of the innovation comes to market. The innovation is an innovation by itself, but why 3 to 5% only come to market? It is the entrepreneurs who need to take that risk to see in itself that it can become a mass technology or a technology accepted by the masses. That becomes most important. So this risk taking, getting it to the mass and bringing to that critical level of usage is very essential. Many of the products have failed in the market, and if you go to the list is unending. And today, not only that they have to be, they do not take up in the market, even they need to be cannibalized. You cannot be doing well with the same product all the time. You have to kill your own product and to make a better product. If you see, many of the softwares take their versions, many of the hardwares take their versions, and they have to improve. Entrepreneurship is a quality in discovering ways of doing it better, effectively, use of less materials, use of making it more convenient so that a novice person can use it without the knowledge of technology. Even a good, in the beginning of our programming careers, when we had a VI editor, we knew it was one of the best. But I think even Linux was good, but it became more popular, not only the open source tools that you see them today, but some of them like Even the Microsoft Office has become better. If you see, the only innovation it had is to find out which are the commonly used commands and to make it for a common user to use them. Like if we say cut and paste is a common thing, but if you go into a command, you will have Control X, Control V, isn't it? But if you would like to go to a, nobody understands or remember these commands, because each of these commands has their own use. Whether it's a Control A, B, C, D, E, F, and Control with SIP, everything I think you know better. But a common man does not use all of this. He only uses a small part of it. So hence it becomes more popular. It is not a technology alone. The business has to take risk to bring this technology to the masses. And this has to be a culture not only for the people who would like to develop their own organizations and farms, but even in the, if they would like to take up a role in any of the organizations, they have to be innovators. They have to be entrepreneurs. If only you are able to earn value for the business, you will be tomorrow be required in business. If you are not adding value in business, you will be less required in business. This we must remember. So we have to be valuable. So to be valuable, one of the most important qualities is entrepreneurship. So I take this opportunity to I would like to assign this responsibility through this cell, and the cell is doing great strides in bringing in more entrepreneurs into its ambit, so that the entrepreneurship skills are now getting more visible. And this institute has produced, I think, one of the largest number of entrepreneurs. So I wish this cell all success, and the organizers which take up a greater stride, not only seeing for themselves, but also getting connected with other entrepreneurs and bringing the novice entrepreneurs also into the ambit, so that it becomes bigger and grows. Because unless we create, we will be substituted and we will be less required. So we have to be more powerful. Wishing you all a happy time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your support has been immense in developing the entire culture inside the institution. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
So with this, I would like to call in Anirudh to start with the presentation.
Thank you, Shrey. Is my screen visible?
Getting visible.
Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Anirudh, and in this section of the orientation, we'll talk about what exactly is E-cell, what are the domains we cover, and what are the events we guys have planned for you, especially during COVID. So let's start with this simple question. What is E-cell? Is it environmental cell? Or is it ingenious cell? Well, we all will be engineers one day, definitely. But E-cell is not either one of them. It's entrepreneurship cell, right? Achha, I don't know how many of you guys have noticed, but there's a mistake in the spelling on this slide. And this reminds me of this, कि entrepreneur बनने के लिए spelling नहीं, spirit चाहिए. And this is from one of my favorite web series, TVF Pictures. I don't know how many of you guys have seen it. And I'll come back to this. So we were talking about E-cell, and now we know it's entrepreneurship cell. But what exactly is entrepreneurship? Well, the textbook says that it's the ability and readiness to develop, organize, and run a business enterprise along with uncertainties like COVID, in order to make a profit, in order to generate revenue, in order to sell your product, in order to sell your service, right? This can be interpreted in multiple ways, but just to keep things simple, we'll say that it's about starting a new business. Well, this can be highly debatable, because there is no right or wrong definition of entrepreneurship. But like we said, just keeping things simple, we'll say that it's about starting a new business. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all are great and successful entrepreneurs. Microsoft, Google, Tesla, SpaceX, Amazon, all are big tech giants right now, right? But initially they all were startups. But here's a catch. Everyone can't be Bill Gates, Elon Musk, or Jeff Bezos. But we can try to be curious. We can try to be innovative. We can try to be creative. We can try to be ambitious, right? We can have that spirit. And that's exactly where E-cell comes. Throughout the year, we conduct multiple events, multiple competition, but at the end, everything aligns with the two primary goals and primary aims. Our first mission is to foster entrepreneurial spirit in our institute, to develop an ecosystem, to develop an environment where students will talk about development, where students will talk about opportunities, where students will talk about innovation. And a second aim is to help our college startups grow and reach milestones. And we believe that with the continuous efforts in coming years, we'll definitely see change and we'll definitely see more and more students and startups coming out of our college. So how do we do this? Right, we talked about our missions, but how we are planning to achieve this? Well, throughout the year, we conduct multiple events, like I said. Like last year, we invited Hitesh Chaudhary sir, who is founder and CEO of Learn Code Online. And we have also invited Saksham Chaudhary sir, Sandeep Kochar sir, Ashutosh. And in the session, we talked about bootstrapping. So those who don't know what is bootstrapping is about starting your own business without raising even a single rupee. It's like you start small, you start making money, and then whatever you generate, you again put that into the business and you slowly, gradually increase. So Zerodha is one of the prominent example, and it's currently India's largest discount broker. So in the session, we talked about bootstrapping. We have also started with OMS, which is online mentorship session. So we started this year only in January 2020, and we have invited Divyam Goyal sir, who is ex-Google, ex-Uber, and currently CEO and founder of AttainU. And he highlighted very basic thing, like entrepreneurship is not just about starting up in college itself. It's about growing your mindset to look for opportunities, to hunt for opportunities. And when you feel that, yes, I have the right idea, I have the right product, and yes, it is the right time to get into the market, you can start anytime. Well, we go on with the online mentorship session, and for the second event, we invited Priyanka Nani ma'am, and we conducted this on 23rd March. I don't think any of us can forget the date. It's literally the first day of lockdown, and see where we are right now. But okay, so we also organized multiple competition, like business plan competition, and the winner was supposed to get fully sponsored trip to Cognizance. So Cognizance is an e-summit event which is organized by IIT Roorkee, but unfortunately due to COVID it got cancelled this year. So what now? What E-cell is planning to do during COVID? Right, of course this year is hard for many of us, especially college life, and clubs is all about college life, right? But we have planned a lot of events for you, and we'll definitely make sure that we make those events as interactive and as lively as possible. We also took multiple initiatives during COVID. One of our initiative is online interview YouTube diary series, and in this we invited founders, co-founders, CEO, business experts, and we asked them their domain specific question. For example, on my right is Sandeep Kochar sir, who is CEO and founder of Blue Minds. So Blue Minds is a startup which works around digital marketing domain and storytelling. He's a great storyteller, and the whole session is about storytelling, using storytelling for personal branding, using storytelling for branding your own startup and for selling your product. On my right, on my left is Prasad sir, who is founder CEO of Finnovation. So Finnovation is India's leading fintech startup, and the whole conversation is about stockbroking, investing, and financial plus technological combination of a thing. So I'll suggest you guys to go to our YouTube channel and explore them. We also took multiple content initiatives, like our team works and brainstorm upon different ideas, and then we convert our research, our findings in easy to consume format, and then we post it through our social media platforms like future of e-pharmacy in India, esports search, freelancer guide, and there are multiple things that we continuously post to our social media platforms. So now I would like to request Atul to please play the video that we guys have made for you, and that will just summarize everything that we have covered till now, and will also tell you what exactly we are planning to do in future. So I hope you guys must have loved the video. We know actually the orientation and presentations are kind of boring, especially virtually. So we decided to put everything that we wanted to share with you guys in a video format. So that's it. That's it about the E-cell. And if you guys have any doubts regarding E-cell, you can just continue to post it in the live chat, and in the end, we'll answer you. Now over to you, Shay.
I'm sure that this must have heightened all your excitement levels. So with this comes the time many of you were waiting for. So without any delay, I would request Kalpit sir to take control.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. So, hi everyone. First of all, congratulations to the entire team of E-cell for conducting this event, and congratulations to everyone who has gotten admitted into this prestigious college. It's a great achievement, and I would like to congratulate everyone who's a fresher right now. So, coming to the theme of this session, so this is going to be a very introductory talk on startups, entrepreneurship, some based on my own experiences and what I think is appropriate for a first year student. So I think what is lacking today most of all is an understanding of why one should pursue entrepreneurship and what kind of market or what kind of opportunity is good for a student or not. All right. I see a lot of students who are in college who are getting inspired to become entrepreneurs. I don't think there is a lack of that. And there is also not a lack of formal education related to the same because almost every college I know has got some kind of an e-cell. There are some kind of business departments in there, and there's no shortage of all that formal education. But what is lacking is a deeper understanding of business, deeper understanding of markets, especially in India, and a deeper understanding of students themselves, whether this path is right for them or not. So I would personally recommend first year students to spend a lot of time with themselves, spend a lot of time figuring out what kind of things do they enjoy, what kind of things do they like, and try to form a company around that. So speaking about myself, when I started with what would later turn out to become Skillboost or Acadboost, I did not know that I'm going to make it a company. I was just doing something I loved. Okay, so I used to be a good student back in school, and I had just started to learn computer science in my first and second year, and I simply enjoyed it. I loved it so much that I started to write blogs and all kind of things online about it, and slowly it started to gain traction, and then we slowly started to release online courses and mentorship sessions, and thus we formed a company out of it. Okay. But what I see today, like students doing a lot, is going the opposite direction. What they do is they decide that they want to make a company, and then they think, what do they want to do? I don't think it works like that. So you need to be really passionate about something. You need to figure out what you're really good at. You need to figure out what's a good market to be in. You need to figure out what's a good timing, and then form. Okay, it has to go from this direction to that. All right, you cannot be like, oh, I want to start a company right now. Maybe I should think of some idea. Like some people do pull that off, but I'm not sure how recommended that is. All right. So that was first thing which I wanted to emphasize on, that students should really try to figure out what's their calling, what markets are they interested in, or what's simply their hobby. It could be music, it could be education, it could be finance, whatever. Okay, just figure these things out, try out something, try to write about it somewhere, try to speak about it, try to create audience, and see if it evolves into a company, not the other way around. So that is my first advice, which is usually some considered unconventional by many, but I think that works out really well. My second piece of advice to everyone who's in college is that you should try to do things which are a bit different from what we are used to. So what I mean by this is once someone enters college, then usually like I've seen a lot of smart people get involved in too much into the traditional college system. Like they go to college and the only thing they're worried about is we'll get some good grades and we will get a good job, and we will do well in our placements and club positions and all of that. Now these are really good things. These are not bad things. These really train you a lot. But if you keep on doing things which everyone else is doing, then you're not going to stand out. All right. And in the world of business, in the world of entrepreneurship, in the world of startups, the only way to stand out, the only way to do good work is by doing something which nobody else is doing. All right. So when I started my blog related to computer science, related to JEE, nobody was doing that. When I started my YouTube channel related to that, again nobody was doing that. When I launched our first courses, again nobody was doing that. When we started launching our Skill Boost subscription, which is basically a product where students or anyone who's interested can learn different kind of skills like coding, machine learning, entrepreneurship, etc. in one single package. Okay, so we take you from the very starting to the entire trajectory. We make you learn basic coding, then we make you learn about advanced stuff like software development, machine learning, etc. And then we take you all the way from that to starting your own company. So this is so again, even right now, I don't think I know anyone in India at least who is doing like a complete end-to-end solution of this kind. So you have to do something which is different from others, because that's the only place where value exists, and that's the only thing you're going to enjoy. So you don't have to necessarily start building something iconic. It doesn't have to be like that. You can start small. All right. So you can start by trying to form new societies, new clubs. I've seen that people who tend to figure out some club in their college which is not existent and then start it, they turn out to be really great leaders. All right. So, for example, is there a cryptocurrency club in our college? Probably not. Then why don't we start it? Why don't we try to contact the authorities? Like, how do we start a cryptocurrency club? These are just some examples I'm trying to give. Maybe it already exists. So, to think along these lines, that what is something which people need but it does not exist. All right. So this would be my second advice, that you have to do different things. All right. My third piece of advice for anyone who's trying to start a company and is in college is that please try to build the market. Please try to build the marketing or distribution for whatever you're trying to do. And what I mean by this is that I see a lot of people, and I think this is something where Indians are doing really well right now. I see a lot of college students are, starting their own Instagram pages, Twitter handles, YouTube channels, or something of that sort. And while a lot of people dismiss this off as something which is very basic, I don't think so. Okay, because these are some really strong distribution channels along which huge companies can be formed. There are many huge companies. There are many emerging companies which have formed as an extension of these things. And the best way to do this is in college itself. All right. So please try to build some kind of an audience while you're in college. All right. It will be very useful to you. Even if you want to get a job, if you want to do something of that sort, even then a network is going to help you a lot. All right. So these were some of the three key learnings which I wanted to give to college students, which I personally would have liked myself in my first year. So I will like to recapitulate on this. First of all, I would like to say that you have to figure out the why of business. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Why do you want to form a particular company? All right, and it really works out if you are really passionate about something and you try to start something along those lines. My second advice was that you have to do something different. All right, you have to understand what is something which is missing, which others are not capitalizing on, and then start working on that. All right. And third, you have to start building your audience early on. You have to start building distribution channels early on. So one of the things which I got really lucky with was that I had a decent online following in my first and second years, which allowed me to, I remember launching 3 or 4 different kind of attempts at startups. Some of them did really well, one of which is Acadboost, and some of them did not do that well. But because of that initial traction, I managed to have that capacity to pull those things off. All right, so that is something which I really recommend. To add some bonus points, I would really urge people to try to figure out things which are emerging trends. All right, and I emphasize this a lot, even online, even on my Twitter, even on my YouTube channel called Skillboost. You can check them off if any of them, if you have not. So one thing which I emphasize a lot on is that you have to see what is going to be on the rise 5 to 10 years from now. Okay, you don't have to necessarily do something which is trending right now. For example, in 2020, one of the biggest areas of innovation, one of the biggest areas of value was edtech. All right, online education and all these kind of things, which even we are using right now. All right, so this thing is big right now. All right, but today, if you want to start another, if you want to start another online class or some kind of software today, then it's probably not going to work out. The period to do that was in 2018 or 19 when this thing was emerging. All right. So right now, for example, I started this thing in 17, 18, and I was able to create value because I started before this thing was big. All right. So I was able to ride the wave. But now it is already on the peak. There are so many competitors, there are so many people trying to do this, so you'll just end up in a competition mindset kind of a thing. All right, so you have to figure out what is going to be big 3, 5, 10 years from now. So some of the areas which I personally believe to be big are, First of all, gaming. So the thing about gaming is that a lot of people don't realize the potential it has because it's a very important form of entertainment, but I don't think enough people are doing that right now. Okay. Like from a business point of view, I think it has a lot of value in it. Then we have finance. People in India have like only 4% people in India invest actively in equities. So that's a very small number, and I think it is bound to increase in the coming 5 to 10 years. So that's a very interesting area, which is yet to like if you look at US, you've got a lot of innovation, you've got a lot of financial education over there, but it's absent in India. So I think something can be worked along those direction. Then we have got blockchain, we've got AI. These are some really big areas which are yet to be, like people are still not adopting them. So if you look at blockchain technology, it is something which is very useful, which seems to be the future. Okay, and now it depends a lot on things like government regulation and massive adoptions, but those are some interesting technologies to look at, which not a lot of people are working on. So these are some few areas which I believe will be even more important in the next 5 to 10 years. So I really urge students, I really urge people to look into areas, look into the next field where you can generate some value both for yourself, your team members, and for the country. So yeah, this is all I wanted to say. Mostly I talked about four things. I talked about the importance of starting early. I talked about the importance of building an audience. Then you must realize that value is not created today, value is created in the future. So you have to see areas where you will see a growth 5 to 10 years from now, not today. So thank you.
Sir, that was indeed inspirational and thoughtful. So it will give a great insight to the people, to the freshers out there. So thank you for this. So, sir, we asked the freshers for some questions so that we could have a Q&A session around here. So I would like to begin with the questions. So, sir,
Sure.
uh, a question from Dipanshu is that being an entrepreneur takes a lot of time, or does it affect our academics in college? If yes, then how can we overcome these hurdles?
All right. May I know the name of the question asker once again?
The question is asked by Dipanshu.
All right. Hi, Dipanshu. So the answer to your question is kind of mixed. So it depends on what kind of a company do you want to build. So there are some people who build something called a lifestyle business, which is basically someone who's managing a not so big company, but he's managing a company big enough that it makes him or her a lot of money, and then they go around with living a luxurious life. So that's one kind of business to do. If you're interested in that, then if you do enough automation, if you do enough, like if you assign tasks to your team members efficiently, then after a while you can make your business very automated and you would not have to work that much. So that does exist. So don't think that entrepreneurship is all about grind. But if you are the kind of person who wants to grow their company big and who wants to create a big business empire, then at that point you really have to work hard. But it does not seem that much hard work to us, because it's our own company, it's like our own baby, and we really want to take care of it actively. All right, so I personally do not mind working because I really love to do what I do, and it's basically for my own growth. So if you are really into your company, then it will not sound like too much hard work, and you will be able to manage. All right, so you will need some extra input from your end, but it's definitely manageable.
I hope that answers Dipanshu's question. And the next question is by Divyanshu. So, what type of a mindset must be built to be a successful entrepreneur?
All right. Hi, Dipanshu. So about the mindset, there are a few qualities which are really important. The first one is the ability to not give up easily, because no matter how big you grow, like you could be earning rupees one, you could be earning rupees 1 crore per day, but you will face problems, and they usually increase in size as your company grows. So I remember back when I was the only one pursuing like the thing, then there were some different kind of problems. All right, there were problems of burning out, there were problems of lack of runway. So all of those things were existent. But now that the team is big, we are at 35 team members right now. Now, at this point, the problems are a bit different. The problems can involve hiring. The problems can involve scaling. So problems will be different, but they will be there. So you have to figure out a way to not give up. All right. Another quality which I really think should be present in a good entrepreneur is the ability to delegate. All right. So as your team grows, you have to figure out ways in which your business will get automated. All right. Because, so for example, right now we have 64,000 students studying with us across all our business verticals. We have college students studying with us. We have school students studying with us. So when you're managing so many people, it becomes difficult to take care of the software. It becomes difficult to take care of the marketing, take care of the platform itself, take care of the reputation, branding, content. So these are some very big areas which you need to focus on. And if you personally try to do all of those things, then it becomes really exhaustive. And you have to ensure that someone like you have efficient leaders, you have efficient employees who can take care of all of that. So that is one thing which is really important. All right. Another thing is the ability to think really clearly. All right. So when you're running a company, you'll have to make a lot of decisions which are difficult. So you have to learn how to take efficient decisions, how to take decisions which are not going to hurt you personally as a founder and your company as well. And you personally have to create a lot of headspace for yourself as well, because business is all about figuring out the next place of wealth creation. And if you do not give yourself time to think, you will not be able to take out that much time and energy to think along those directions, and you will get stuck in micromanaging things. So yeah, those are mostly the qualities which I feel are really important, and the kind of mindset which you desire. Yeah.
So, sir, the next question is a bit special because we got a number of similar questions. So, I would like you to emphasize a bit on the same. So, the
Sure.
question is that you could easily get a job that will pay you crores, but still you went to choose entrepreneurship. What's so special in entrepreneurship which you seem to miss? So, kindly include the point that being in IIT Bombay, being doing CSE at IIT Bombay, still pursuing entrepreneurship. So, kindly emphasize on the same, sir.
Sure, sure. That's a question which I get quite frequently. I, in fact, made a video on that a few weeks back on my YouTube channel as well. So, the answer to this question is that there's a risk versus return aspect to look at it, and then there's a backup kind of a way to look at it. So, you should never leave your degree in middle unless you're making a lot of revenue. All right. So, I started making the kind of revenue that I could, if I wanted, not focus that much on my degree. But I still was in my final year by that time. I was about to reach the final year. So I thought that, okay, my business is doing well, but I'm about to graduate. So maybe I should focus on my degree as well. And I finished my degree. Okay. But if you look at US, or if you look at people who start very early, some of them even drop out and do all those kind of things. So it really depends on where you are on your business along with your degree. Okay, I personally pursued my degree because I love IIT, I love to be there, and I love my academics there. So it was a bit difficult to manage business and degree together, but somehow I pulled it off. Now, answering the question, which is that IIT presents you with a lot of opportunity. See, it depends on where you're getting more output. So if your company is making much more than what your degree is offering, then probably you're going to stick with that, right? But if you are, let's say, if your company is not doing that well, and then you are skipping placements, I think that's not the way to go. All right. So the reason why I chose to skip placements is because my company is doing really well, and I don't have to do a job right now. And I personally enjoy being a founder. I enjoy making businesses. I enjoy doing what I love. And by the time my placements had arrived, I already had a 30-member team. So it's simply not possible to, go do a job in US, which provides me with a lesser opportunity than what I'm doing right now, and then also leave 30 people jobless. That's kind of, that's an idiotic way to go about stuff. So yeah, that was there. But I think the question is more about the mindset and the ability, why did I choose to pursue this when I could have taken a job? I think that's what you're
Yes,
trying
sir.
to emphasize on. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So it was personally it's all about what you want in your life. All right, so I like, even if you look at my older interviews when I when I got my JEE results and all, I spoke there that I want to start my own company. I don't want to work for someone else. So it's all about the mindset. I really wanted to start my own company. I wanted to make big impacts. Even now I have been planning on starting some new businesses which I cannot disclose right now. So I just love doing that. All right, I don't care if I make rupee one, if I make rupees 1 crore or whatever. I just love doing this, and that is probably what I'll be doing for quite a lot of period. But somehow the money just comes in as you work hard. So yeah, that's kind of a very gobbled up answer, but I think I've answered most of the points which you have been asking me for. Yeah.
Indeed, sir. So probably most of the doubts will be catered by this. So, sir, another question by Rohit, that what do you feel is one of the most challenging part or skill for an entrepreneur to learn?
All right. So the most challenging skill, there are quite a few. So it depends on that. Even that depends on how well you're doing. So once when your company is not doing that well, then I think resilience, like ability to not quit, as I spoke about earlier, I think that's very important. And once your company is doing really well, okay. So I remember this was me in the beginning of this year or so. Like the company was doing really well, and I became a bit, like, it's very easy to become complacent once you're doing well, you're making good money, you're progressing with your goals and all that. It becomes very easy to become complacent. So I think the ability to keep your drive alive, that's one thing which you'll need, but at a later stage. Right now I think it's very important to not give up. Okay, trust me, this is going to happen with you. There are people who are going to mock at you, like your own friends will say ki, oh bhai kya kar raha hai, like that will happen a lot. All right, it happens. Even if you think you have the bestest of friends, it will happen a lot. And not because everyone wants to mock at you, because everyone cares about you. Your parents don't want you to lose money, your parents don't want you to be jobless, like all of those things exist. All right, so they do care about you, which is why they will advise you this. But you have to figure out what is good for you. You have to figure out whether quitting the company is good for me or not, or whether should I take a job, whether you should start your own company. You should be very thoughtful, and you should be very critical about thinking about these things. All right, so that's the most important quality, to not give up and to think critically about your decision making and all that stuff. Yeah.
So, sir, as you just mentioned that it is very that at that particular stage you often just hear an ample amount of comments. So, what will you say about handling negative publicity, negative comments at the same time when you are struggling doing something?
Okay. Yeah. So I've had my share of negative publicity and negative comments, and there are two sides to look at it. First of all negative publicity is not about, or all negative comments are not about people hating on you. Mostly, some of it is feedback, and some of it is just neutral reaction by the public. See, nobody has time. Like for most people, nobody has time to hate on you or to give negative things about you. They are just reacting to what they are seeing. Okay, so if they are saying something negative, and that in a large number, that probably means that that problem does exist. Okay, so you have to be very critical there. You have to think, like, if what people are saying, is it correct or not. You have to be very critical. Okay, because there are certain things that others see which you don't see, and there are certain things that you see which others don't see. So you have to analyze from their point of view why they are making those comments, whether there's something fixable or not. So I remember one time when we got a similar feedback related to one of our products, and it turned out that, yeah, we had not thought of that thing. So you have to be really humble here. You have to realize that what people are saying is for your own advantage, and try to fix along those lines. I think this is a good approach to handling criticism and everything. Another thing is that, even see, so negative publicity or negative comments can sometimes be really good for you as well. Okay, not in just terms of your improvement of yourself, but even for marketing. If you look at a lot of products are able to survive only because someone made a meme or a joke on that, and then it went viral, and then people started to adopt it as well. So even that can happen at times. Okay, so my advice is that criticism is very important. It helps you improve yourself, helps you improve your product. Don't try to handle sorry don't try to handle it. Okay, just try to accept it in whatever way it is and try to improve it. If you genuinely start improving your products or whatever the criticism is about, and this applies not just to companies, it applies to yourself as well. And if you genuinely work on it, it will start to decrease. Okay, so when our product was launched back in December 2019 or so, it was criticized by quite a lot of people, but now not so much. So yeah, that's the answer to your question.
So the last question, many a times dreams of entrepreneurship are overshadowed by the attractiveness of placements. So how can one be focused by trying to keep both the ends open, placements and entrepreneurship?
Okay, so the first thing to do this, like the first approach is to not drop out. Okay, I think it has become really cool to drop out these days, and it is justified in some cases. But in India, I'm not sure how many people get respected if they are dropouts. I'm not saying they are not good people. I met a lot of brilliant dropouts, but that's just not the way how society functions. Like you cannot expect to drop out and then get a job at Google or whatever. It simply doesn't happen. Okay, I'm not questioning whether it's right or not, but it simply doesn't happen. All right, so it might take a bit of time for people to understand those things, but right now, no. Okay, so don't drop out. Don't try to become cool and say, "Oh, I will drop out." See, if I wanted, I could have dropped out in my third year, and I still would have been doing great. But I did not, because I understand that getting a degree is really valuable, especially if you're from a good institute like IIITM or IIT. So these are some really prestigious institutes. Okay, so do get a degree. That's my first point. Okay, it will teach you a lot of things. It will be really useful for you. Okay, my second point would be that don't ignore placements. Okay, a lot of people have this ideology that business is very cool, entrepreneurship is very cool until they start their own company. Okay, once you step into the water, you will realize how muddy it is, and it's not all roses and like it's not all rosy. Okay, there are fair share of problems, and a lot of people are simply not made for entrepreneurship. Okay, you are better off at a job because of the way you are designed. Okay, so don't fall for what people are saying ki entrepreneurship is cool, ye ho jata hai. Like, don't watch movies and then think that it is good for you. It might be good for you, but probably it is not. Okay, so jobs are a good option for the vast majority of people. Don't think we are doing a lesser thing by doing a job. Okay, I know a lot of smart people who are working in great companies, building great stuff, and they are not less or any less than anyone else. So don't have this mindset that sorry, don't have this mindset that entrepreneurship is something great. Okay, and have a backup as placements and try to build your company on the side. If it works out, great. Otherwise, you can always go for the placement. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Sir, I got a question in the live chats just now, and it's a great question. So if you could just entertain a word about it. So the question is by Gurpreet Singh, that let's say if I have an idea, what will be the different ways I can bring investors to invest in it? And if I don't have any prior knowledge of marketing, how can I market my product effectively?
Okay, that's actually a brilliant question, and that should have been the first question. But I'll go about it. So your question is, you have an idea, you don't know anything how to do.
Yeah.
That's what you're asking, right?
Yes, sir.
So the first step is to validate your idea. Okay, so you have to go out and ask real people that I have this idea. What do you think of this? Okay, this will do two things. First of all, if it's a BS idea, they will tell you that it's a BS idea. Don't do it, bro. You don't have to take it personally, but it might actually be a BS idea. Okay, or it might even be a brilliant idea because no one can think of it. So both things are possible. So you have to actually talk to people and see what they're thinking. Now think very critically, try to analyze that what they're saying, is it applicable or not? Okay, is it applicable, or what they're saying, is it justified? What changes can you make in your idea based on what they've said? And try to come up with better idea or try to shape it in a different way. Okay, and this was actually how even we started off. So this is something which you must do, that go and talk to real people. Don't conduct calls, don't conduct meetings. No, go out and actually talk to them. Now that's actually kind of not possible right now, but try to improvise upon that a bit and try to talk to real users. Okay, second thing is that as soon as you realize that okay, this is something which I'm really interested in and I want to do something, try to create an audience in that area. trust me, even if your product is stupid, it doesn't work. If you have a good audience, you can always make money. All right. So if you figure out कि भाई मुझे finance में बहुत interest है and I want to do something in finance, I want to do something in stock market. So in my example, I wanted to do something in education. I wanted to do something in computer science. I was sure of it. So I started creating online content back in 2017, and abhi I have like 500k followers or something like that on all my social media. So it really helps a lot. So the first thing is to realize कि भाई यार I want to do in something in this area. I want to do something related to this particular idea, and then start building an audience. It doesn't have to be about that particular thing itself. It could be anything related, but if you have a sizable audience, just say for example, if you want to do a new kind of stock trading tool, okay, and you are ideating, तुम थोड़ा सोच रहे हो कि भाई what should I do, what should I add next, and you are doing this process for 5-6 months, okay, so you know कि you are going to make something related to stock market, something related to trading. Now, if on the sidelines for those 5 or 6 months, you are also building your own YouTube channel, you are building your own blog, you are building your Twitter handle related to stock trading, then 5 months you can reach 1,000 followers or 5,000 followers. Then understand this: after five months, once you build a product around your idea, you have an audience of 5,000 people. Even if you manage to sell it to 1% people, you have 50 customers present already. Okay, so you have to work on this. This is super important. Okay, when I launched my first product, I had an audience of more than 250k people. Okay, so even if 1% people adopted those products, it would just blow, right? So that's about the ideation and marketing cycle. I hope it helped. And if you're interested in learning more, I speak a lot about these things on my Twitter, on my YouTube, on Skillboost YouTube channel. And you're always welcome to take up our Skillboost subscription, which is our product which we sell for college students, and it contains a lot of business knowledge, a lot of skills, and all that stuff. So yeah, that was the answer to your question.
So thank you, sir. And indeed, for all the viewers, do check out social media handles of Kalpit, sir. And we thank you, sir, for your precious time. You are truly an inspiration. And the entire talk which you did, it will be a head start for many people out there. So
It is a pleasure for me to come here.
Thank you, sir. So with this, we come to an end, and we'll start with the Q&A now. So before moving on to the Q&A, I would like to introduce you to the E-cell team. So here are the core members. And next we have the executive members. So you can contact us on our social media handles, which are mentioned on the E-cell website under the team section. So the website is under development, but you can still visit the website for detailed information like events. So with this, we are now open for questions. So you people can just post your questions in the YouTube live chat, and we'll answer them in the best possible manner. For all the people who have not followed us on the social media links, you can just scan this QR here. So we hope that all sort of doubts which were mentioned, which we got regarding Kalpit sir, got cleared with, and we hope the best for the future. We have planned a lot for E-cell. We'll try to bring in and push an entire community, which will foster entrepreneurship inside the institution. So we are waiting for the questions now.
Hi there everyone, this is Priyansh from third year. So if you have any doubts regarding college or regarding E-cell or Yeah, anything regarding college. So yeah, you can ask in chat.
So basically, till the time we are getting some questions, so we can talk about the opportunity for juniors in our club. So for all the first year members, we conduct interviews where the students are selected, and after that, the members of E-cell are officially they represent the club. So they interact with industry experts, they take part in interviews, they are involved in the content making process, the content which you see on Instagram, that entire thing. Apart from this, as mentioned in the presentation earlier, the interviews which we are taking with the industry experts like Prasad sir and Sandeep sir, those things are also executed by the first year members and second year members collectively. So the first question which we have is, how can the first year students join E-cell?
Okay, so you can join a club like any other clubs, right? So we'll basically circulating the forms. You just need to fill those forms and appear for the interview. Just be honest in the interview and just fill the form with utmost honesty. And we'll also add one problem statement in the form. So you don't need to answer the problem statement in the form. What you need to do is you just need to approach a solution for that problem, and during the interview we'll be discussing your approach towards the problem. So soon we'll be releasing the forms, and after filling the form we'll invite you for the face-to-face interview, of course virtually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so regarding intake, so ECL has a very open culture and we are not just confined to our members only. So our aim is to build a good environment, a good ecosystem and a good community. And we welcome everyone who would help us achieve our goal and achieve our aim. But then also to run the community smoothly, we need some representatives. And as told by Anirudh, like he will list down the process. And you can definitely follow us on our social media handles for all the updates.
So the second question which we have is, sir, since we are freshers, we have no entrepreneurial knowledge. So on what basis shall we be selected?
Okay, so like for joining ECEL, you don't necessarily want to have entrepreneurship knowledge or thing. We are here to guide you. We are here to mentor you. ECEL has a very good network with other ECELs of IITC. The most important thing about joining ECEL is network. So as mentioned by Kalpit sir, that network is the most important thing in current days. So like
So basically, Priyanshu here wants to mention that networking is important, and being an E-cell member, you'll have ample opportunities to network. In fact, we people are networking right
hello,
now with other triple ITs, other IITs, and we are in constant touch.
am I
So we
audible?
are, yes, sir. So there was some technical glitch, so I continued.
Yeah. Yeah, so like most of you would have already known that each institution has an e-cell, and these e-cells are very much connected. So in future, if you face any problem, like if you face any problem in any domain, so you have a senior by your side who have experienced the same problem. So there are chances that your problem would get rectified very easily. And remember one thing, like when you pass out of your college, your network would only be the one thing that you could take along besides the academics thing. And definitely ECEL would help you to make it.
Another thing which I would like to add here is that E-cells are a standard organization in different types of colleges. So it is not confined to engineering colleges. We have E-cells in law colleges. We have E-cells even in medical institutions. So being a part of E-cell, you have the opportunity to actually interact with people of different domains. So you are not confined to engineering domain itself. So as sir mentioned, networking to its utmost extent will be covered over here. So
Maybe Anirudh could emphasize more on our network and like mentorship sessions with IIT Madras E-cell. Like how was his experience? What all learnings he had there?
Okay, so as an ESL, we are connected with entrepreneurship cells of multiple colleges, including IITs, IIMs. So we used to have bi-weekly and like one in a month session with the ESL team of IITs, and we discuss different things, different opportunities, what all we are currently doing. So COVID, for example, COVID is a setback for all the clubs, right? So it feels good when you interact with students of different institutes on how they are approaching a particular problem, on how they are looking into different things, right? So this is one example. This is one thing that ESL focuses a lot on networking. One more thing that I would like to highlight is from past 1 year we are experimenting this thing where we are not segregating our students in different departments. What we are doing is we have a team, for example, executive members. So they are all on a single levels, right? There are no different departments. So what happens is whenever we want to conduct a new event, whenever we are planning a new event, we'll form a small team. We decide what a particular person wants to do and what needs to be done, and then we assign responsibilities, and this is how we work. So for example, in one particular event, I was in promotion and marketing. We were figuring out what we can do to maximize the reach, who we can call, right? And in another event, I was in PR, I was in public relation. I was contacting different individual. I was asking, okay, how we can arrange the schedule, how we can have you on a show. So it's like we can proudly say that till date, like there's not even a single member in ESL who has not designed a single post. So for example, I am not a Photoshop guy. I don't do Photoshop and like photo and video editing, but still there are instances where we design posts, and there are multiple posts which are posted by non-technical members as well. So this kind of all-round in ESL, we try to ensure this all-round development of you. So this is one thing that I wanted to highlight. So there is one more question. There is one more question. Yeah. So Sarath Chandra was asking how frequently sessions are held. So Sarath, what happens is that we'll be soon releasing a schedule, like when we are planning to conduct a particular event. Like we have shown multiple events, like multiple future events that we are going to conduct in future in the video, and we'll be conducting those like with certain amount of gap. Apart from this, there will be continuous webinars going on, webinars on how to pitch your startup idea, how to make your business plan, how to make your minimum viable product, about fundraising, right? All about bootstrapping. So all those different concepts, we will continue to organize webinars where we'll be where we will be inviting business experts and the mentors who will be there to guide you.
So a last question for the evening. So we have a question that, sir, I am from BCS batch. Should I focus on business related things? How can a purely technical student like me be benefited from entrepreneurship?
See, what are the benefits of joining any club? Personality development, right? Soft skill development, better presentation skills, better communication skills.
Yeah.
Right. So being a pure technical guy is of course okay, but you should have hold on these topics, because at the end you need to present yourself, right? And being in the organizing team gives you, of course, ESL is open for everybody. We'll be organizing events for everybody. You can experience the event, but to experience the organization thing, how an organization works, right? For that, you need to be in a club, right?
Moreover,
So, Priyanka, would you like to add to that?
No, it's fine. You mentioned very clearly like what all benefits we have after joining any club. So, and we get a platform to
so there's some technical issue. So basically, your stream doesn't decide what your future will look like. So you should give yourself that much amount of exposure to experience the different domains, experience the different things, and then decide upon what you actually want to do or not. So
Apart
this
from
kind
that,
of
yeah,
sorry.
apart from that, technical is not enough. You can say that you can't achieve great milestones if you are only capable of doing technical stuff. You need to know how to manage the thing, how to manage the team, how to cope up with the difficulties, how to cross the hurdles, and you can learn a lot from E-cell. Okay, yeah, sure.
So
I would like to add something. Recently, in one of his video, if you guys are following Kalpit Veerwal, so he said that SaaS software as a service is like one of the trending area in startups. So if people want to start their startups, that's in great area. So having technical knowledge is a must for that thing. So you can combine your technical knowledge and through your managerial skills, you can go for a startup in that area. That's all.
Also, one more thing is like if you go to placement or start your own startup, even if you're going to placement at the junior levels, if you're technical, it's okay. But when you go up the hierarchy, you'll be managing people. You'll be actually you are liable for the other aspects of the projects and stuff like that. At that hierarchy, you will have to possess multidisciplinary skills and different skills to be able to understand and give the best to what you're doing. So no matter whether you are like if you want to be technical as well, you will have to be able to learn at different fronts, and you will have to uh, do those things as well. To also get to the executive levels and stuff like that, you will have to possess all of those skills, which you will be learning by experiencing stuff. Like you'll be working at junior levels at this point of time. And when you after 1 or 2 years, you'll be getting to a state where you'll be managing executives. So you'll get to learn in a full cycle where you'll be able to experience different stuff, which you will be going and doing it outside in different companies or in your own startup when you do the graduation from the institute. Yeah.
So I hope that we answered all the questions. So if any questions are still there, you can just reach out to us. I again repeat that our contact details, our social media handles are available on the website. So go to the Teams page and also do check out our social media handles. We post our content regularly, and all the best for the interviews then. So this is Team E-cell signing off.